Action! Toowordy, True Flight up in here. My name is Alan Crosby, AC. We're about to get a little controversial today. It's gonna be entertaining. Our first, True Flight's first actual podcast. Anyway, Alan Crosby, I'm publicly known as AC. I'm a hip-hop artist and movie actor. I'm planning to change the world for the better. Alright, but check it out. It's gonna get deep. Now, I've taken about every psychology class and sociology class that my local community college has to offer, strictly because I'm borderline obsessed with that subject. Also, I was a paratrooper, and I get paid from the government to go to school, so boom, motherfucker. My man Ross Love over here, he's co-owner of True Flight. He was also a paratrooper. We met each other in Iraq. And my man, he's also a movie actor, music producer, hip-hop artist. We got Michael Clark over here, also a movie actor and music producer. He's going to be kind of the median, I guess. He's going to be asking questions, the interviewer, keeping us on track. I like to ramble a lot, you know what I'm saying? Then we got Lizzie over here. She is also a movie actress, getting her thing down. She's going to be our comic relief. I'm playing.
Don't worry, I'm funny. I promise.
We got Spacey Ellis Ross, you know what I'm saying?
You know it.
Alright, Spanky, what's question one?
Well, I would like to start off with the basics. AC, what is racism?
Racism. Interesting word. The definition, the textbook definition is the prejudice or discrimination directed against someone of a different race on the belief that one's own race is superior. Textbook definition.
Yeah.
Okay.
Racism. Motherfuckers hate for no reason.
You need to do blue.
No reason. Yeah.
Okay, so what would you say, personally, the definition?
I like that question. To me, it's uneducated nonsense. Now, don't take this the wrong way. There's nothing wrong with being proud of your own race. All right, that's good. That's good. The problem is the superiority complex. Feeling superior to members of your own species has consequences. In turn, other human beings end up being hurt or their lives dramatically get harder because of you doing this, basically. And obviously, back in the day, deaths would occur and stuff like that. I mean, still, I guess that is happening, which is why we're going to discuss this. Basically, mostly I want to focus on police. Not just police, I guess government in general, and why racism is still happening and how I believe and can prove that slavery is still happening, even though it was abolished in 1865.
It is.
So, we're going to get some deep stuff. Deep stuff.
You're going to learn them today, you know what I'm saying?
Get some learnings.
You're going to learn today.
All right.
What we got? This is going to be some juicy. Juicy.
Okay.
Go ahead. I just want to see what, you know what I'm saying?
That's what our basis of where we're coming from, and then we're going to kind of get a little more off the wall, I guess. So let's keep with facts and whatnot, and then I'll explain where this came from. Basically, what I wanted to call it was Operation Equality. I couldn't think of a cool name. So, what do you think of the discussion?
Oppression discussion.
Oh, that's it.
Oppression
He's got
discussion.
that memory. Oppression discussion.
I just remembered that.
Very proud of you. Let's go for another question.
You think put me out there?
Make sure to cut.
Well, would you explain maybe the origin of race or humans? Where did we start? What happened there?
History. Getting to the bottom of it. The basics. And that's the thing. Every race has a different story to tell, but they also have the same story to tell. We all came from the same place. We're all the same race. We all came from Africa. God honest truth. That's not just a conspiracy. That's scientific facts. The oldest modern skull ever found was 160,000 years ago in the African village called Herto. Herto? Did I pronounce it? I don't know how to pronounce it.
You got it.
But the skull resembles... Herto. I can't do it.
It almost sounds Spanish. So much.
That's true. Especially ruling Mars. Herto. Anyway. Basically, when the human species started after Lucy, first primate that was resembling humans, basically a couple 100,000 years later, after this first human skull was found, the human race started exploring north to Europe and east to Asia. That's when Denisovans, and Neanderthals evolved. Homo sapiens were the first ones, and that started from Africa. So Neanderthals, all of them, are Homo sapiens. It all just spread. And the thing is Africa is right on the equator. It's like the sunniest place on Earth. All right? So if you're at the sunniest place on Earth, hundreds of thousands of years, your skin is going to turn dark. That's what happens. It doesn't matter where you're at. If you're in the sun for a long time, you're going to get darker.
When you tan, you get darker.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly.
It makes sense.
So first, I want to show y'all, this is a global map that I found that explains skin color and evolution. How skin color, your race, is strictly based on evolution over time. If you look here at the equator, if you go north or south, the skin colors get lighter and lighter. That's because you're moving farther and farther away from the equator, sunniest place on Earth. You need a certain amount of sunlight to synthesize vitamin D in your skin. It's got to dig into the deep layers of your skin. That is how your skin turns that black. Damn it, I said black. Put that out. That is how your skin turns that dark. If I was to move to the equator, generation after, I have kids, they have kids, they have kids. If this goes on for like hundreds of thousands of generations, it'll be a really long time, my skin is going to turn dark as hell. All right, I'm going to turn into Wesley Snipes, basically. Like, I turned from Wesley Snipes into me, basically. All right, Wesley Snipes turns into Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks turns into Wesley Snipes, depending on where you're at. All right, if you go north, if you don't have sun, you're not going to be that dark. It's simple.
Simple shit. Yeah. Oh, by the way, too, like, that shit said the first human remains they named Lucy. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know why when I heard Lucy, I thought of Lucifer. Like, what's the deal with that shit?
I don't know, that's interesting.
The first human remains they gonna name Lucy?
Yeah.
Lucy, my guy?
We evolved
Lucy.
to the Homo erectus.
You still in this bitch, Lucifer. We got you. For some reason, you still in this
Praise
bitch.
to the devil.
Oh.
I think that's the wrong way.
Man, I'm saying they still put Lucy though. They couldn't name her fucking Ebony. Couldn't say Ebony.
Curious George.
Lucy a white name?
Is Lucy a white name?
A lighter.
Is Lucy a lighter?
What is the origin of the name Lucy? I'd like to know. You know,
Man,
I think of I Love Lucy, so that's what I think of.
You.
Yeah, girl.
I love Lucy.
And what do Lucy look like?
A white person.
She's pretty dope.
a what?
But exactly.
Talking about the movie?
If we have all blue lines,
I Love Lucy is a show.
Oh, I love
Get
Lucy.
this man.
I love the
Everybody
Lucy
loves
with
Lucy, that's
Scarlett
why I call
Johansson.
I
Was her
Love
name Lucy?
And that's still
Her name is Lucille Ball.
Yeah, that's still
that's
somebody
even
of lighter
doper.
complexion.
Yes.
Exactly.
And I'm just saying, we all know about Lucifer, and I just thought that was
And you
interesting.
preaching to the devil.
It kind of popped in my head real quick. But anyways,
So basically, if you are racist, if you do hate somebody because of the color of their skin, that's basically like this. All right, if I was to hate him because of the color of his skin, right? I'm like, fuck you with that tan. You think you're cool with that tan? You think you're fucking cool? I gotta pay for that shit. I gotta pay for a booth. Yeah, fuck you when you're tan. That's how you sound if you're racist. That's basically what it is.
That might be how they really be feeling, like little kids.
It could be. It could be.
Is racist people just haters?
Yeah, I guess so. At some
I mean, they do
extent.
hate then too, so they are haters.
But that is ridiculous. Your ancestors
I don't know, man.
stayed in a sunnier place for a little longer than my ancestors. That is why our skin color is
We
different.
was thugging for a long
But
time.
there is a lot of black girls that hate on white girls because they have the nice hair.
A lot of dark
I mix, so I have both, okay?
That's
so
a weave!
It's a
Put in
lot.
the scarf. Like, if someone wants to pull it, you can't. Anyway, what I'm just saying is, you know, just because we might be a black or white or
Darker skin, lighter skin.
dark skin, light
Gotcha.
colored, mix, whatever, is that everybody might have some problem with some other race because they have the good hair, they have the good skin. Just like Asians, they have great skin. They don't got to do no face masks. They don't got to do no pores because they good and they.
It's also not good drinking milk.
No, my nails ain't done. But you know, every race has their hates and whatever. But we just all come together.
You gotta keep that peace. You gotta keep the peace, right? Right?
That's what I like to hear.
Amen.
Keep the peace.
You know, I heard in my history class why light-skinned people can drink milk is because during the Middle Ages there was a huge famine, and they realized, I guess, in desperation, like, I'm gonna drink this cow liquid. I don't know what they called it back then, but basically starvation.
Milk?
Drink that every night. Like,
Probably did. That makes sense.
Every night.
But yeah, so we've been drinking milk for a few more 100 years, I guess, than most other races, which is interesting.
I don't bang with milk too much. Milk is for babies. That
Can't do
shit
milk.
fucks
That's true.
up my
God, it
stomach.
tastes so damn good.
I mean, you can cook.
It
Yeah,
tastes so damn good.
even cereal
That's
still
crazy.
gives away that lactose. We don't cook because we
So,
are.
Yeah.
We are
I breathe shit.
well, the
That sounds good.
automobile brought together the country, right?
That's true.
Right? Brought together the country. Well, the
Good old
planes
Ford? Was that Henry Ford?
That's what
Well,
I
maybe
mean.
an assembly line back then, yeah. But, you know, the planes now, they're bringing the whole world together, right? See? Right?
Yeah.
We need to do
So,
that.
I mean, maybe this wasn't talked about as much before because people aren't as interactive as they want, you know,
Heck
they
yeah.
weren't before. So
Very good point.
that's why this needs to be brought to light now. You know, everybody needs to be talking about this, get it out there, you know.
Exactly. That's why it's good to start off with the history. This is decent. So, what we're going to dig into deeper is present day issues. And, I don't know, I want to explain this shit.
And I mean, U.S. based, basically.
US based.
Explain
Yeah.
away. dog. Explain away, man.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. Explain it away. Present day issues.
The entire U.S. population is what?
Let's get some
325 million
statistics.
people?
Yeah.
325 million people.
Yeah.
42 million people with the darker skin complexion, as opposed to like 197 with lighter skin. So,
Lighter skin.
That's the
darker
definition
skin.
of minority, right? Like,
so yeah,
Yeah.
that would be
so why do
that.
they keep saying like, oh, white people are becoming a minority? Like, no, you're not.
Because it's a little closer than it was like 30 years ago. Yeah. We still got some time.
The knob turns just a little bit. White people freak out like, oh my god,
They're coming for us.
skin people freak out like, ah!
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's quite a bit more.
The darkies are
light-skinned.
coming.
And
The darkies are coming.
that's a big point I want to get into later. Is the thing is, a lot of light-skinned people don't know that racism is happening. Like right under their noses, I didn't know it was happening. I had to see it with my own eyes. Even though I have a lot of dark-skinned friends, they tell me about it. I believe them. I just don't. I think they're exaggerating, basically, and I think that's how most light-skinned people think. Is because I didn't grow up around anybody but light-skinned people. It's a small, light complexion skin town. That's where I grew up in.
Pale, white bread, milk colored.
Exactly.
Why
Wonder
they like
Boy.
milk so much?
Milk.
Exactly. So
Milk.
yeah, I
You need
didn't.
some milk?
So I didn't think that police would treat anybody any different than how they treated me growing up, because it's what I've seen and what I know. I was like, no, why would police be biased? Why would they go against someone else? They're good people. They're people you're supposed to look up to, and I'm sure a lot of them are. I'm 100%. I know a lot of them are.
Yeah.
But there's a few bad apples that need something to happen to them. Nothing's happening to them. It's just getting ridiculous. And I think it's because the news and how society is and how none of the majority knows that this stuff is actually happening. Darker skinned people are telling us we're not listening. And that's the thing. So I'm hoping by lighter skinned people bringing this up and talking about it to other light skinned friends, maybe it's going to start opening some ears, because the majority of light skinned people are not racist. They're not bad people. You know,
But that's not your problem.
it is. It's everybody's problem.
But
Yeah.
Thank you. That's the point. That's what I was getting at.
I get it, but like, there's a lot of like white people that have, just like you said, that have like mixed colored
never
friends
give an
or
attempt
black
to-
friends. It's like, why aren't they still sticking up for them though?
Because they don't know what's happening.
No, those two. On
Yeah,
on
but
that
like
note,
they have
too,
friends just like you. Like I have all my friends telling me like, oh my god, like they walk to the store and this person thinks I'm racist. Like they're racist against me. But like,
Yeah, but you guys can see that on a regular basis sometimes. Like, I don't
No, I'm not saying
I
that.
gotta be with the dark skinned people, and I have to see this go down. That's why it took me so long. I've been friends with darker skinned people since, like, a lot of them since I began, like, really getting serious with hip hop when I met him and stuff. And it took me multiple years before I finally actually seen this stuff happen. And that's what blew my mind. That's when I started working on this. I'm like,
dude, you do understand that, like, the reason that we're even having this conversation is because it's not just a few people. It's too many people.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, so it's not just a few bad apples. It's a lot more bad ones than good ones.
Exactly.
That's why we're having a problem.
Or they're raised like that.
And nothing's happening with it. It's like the news is so terrible. I think that's one of the biggest things. Because, like, most of the news, it's like they never. First of all, it's always negative.
That shit for
and
sure,
it's always got every little thing that a dark skinned person does. It's blown over the news. And it gets to the point where I've heard other dark-skinned people say that they're even afraid of dark-skinned people, which is, like, ridiculous. It's like, it's the same, you're the same. It's like, there's always going to be bad apples in every race and everything, but you have to look at it as, like, obviously, the bulk of them are not going to be bad.
It needs to just...
It just sucks that you can't just, like, looking at a human being and being like, oh, you're a human being, I'm a human being. And we could just move on from that. But, like, we gotta put, like, a label, or, oh, you don't have this, or you don't have that, or you don't have this type of hair, you don't have that type of eyebrows, you don't have that type of eyelashes. Like, we are all humans. Like, we were all born the same fucking way in that bloody ass mess. Okay,
let's be real.
But for real, like, we all came out the same damn womb. Like, we could all, like, be on the same level. It doesn't matter what color you fucking are. Like,
all right, so that's racism too, but I think a little bit of prejudice will save you too. Like, I mean, I can be down south. If I see motherfuckers riding around in them pickup trucks with them goddamn rebel flags and shit, I'm gonna understand it. Like, maybe I need to go somewhere else before they fucking try to get at me.
That's
just
true.
like if I go to the hood
true.
and shit and I see a bunch of motherfuckers with the flags on and shit, you know what I'm saying, red, blue, whatever it might be, I might still be like, I need to go somewhere else before I get in some fucking trouble, like, before they get at me. You know what I'm saying? I ain't from that hood.
That's
just
true.
like the same reason, like the rebel boys, like, I ain't from where they at, so, like, you know what I'm saying? A little bit of prejudice could help you out, but at the same time, you ain't gonna just run up on one of them and be like, hey, man, what's up? And they're not gonna just explain like, oh, I just rocked the rebel flag because of this and that. They're gonna cuss me the fuck out. They're gonna be like, get the fuck out of here, fucking darky. You know what I'm saying? And at the same time, you know what I'm saying, dark people just like me and shit. Like, if I'm in their hood, they're gonna be like, you ain't from here. You feel me? Like, they're gonna get at me the same way. So that's just one little side joints, whatever. Like, that's how people get down, though. I mean, if somebody come up to this house and they ain't from here, we gonna have an eyes on them too.
That's true.
And it doesn't matter what color.
It don't matter what color they are, though. But like, as far as the racism go, that's some shit that, like, when you ain't even been somewhere. Like, we ain't even been to Somalia or nothing, and we can watch it on like the news and stuff and make our own judgments about it. And it's like, we totally ain't never been there. We don't know nobody from there or nothing.
And they'll show no positive stuff.
The news is somebody else's view of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so you're not getting first. You're not getting, you know, feet on the ground perspective.
Yeah. That's why people need to teach
all
their
news
kids
is
that,
bias.
Yeah, all that shit ain't real. You know what I'm saying? That's just what somebody else wanted to put on there.
Fox News is conservative. CNN is
that's what
liberal.
Somebody else wanted
Like,
to put on that shit. That's definitely a problem.
go to some more statistics if you can. I want to
statistics.
Well, I'll just go into the prisons, the prison system here in the U.S. We have roughly 5% of the world's population, yet 25% of the prison population of the world. It's, I mean, those numbers are pretty staggering.
And a lot of them are over here in the U.S.
No, that's what we're saying. Yeah, the U.S. has 25% of the world's prisoners. 25%.
The freest, most locked up country.
The land of the free. We have 25% of the world's prisoners. We only have 5% of the population. That shouldn't make sense to you. It doesn't.
That's not a good number.
You know why? It's because prisons are privatized. That's not BS. That's not conspiracy. Prisons are a business in this country. It's not ran from the government. It's a business. So if you own a business and you're not getting enough income, if you're not getting enough business, that's bad. So you got to make business boom. All right. So basically, if there's empty cells, the people who own the a-holes that own the prisons are pissed off. I'm losing money. We got to go arrest people.
Yeah.
Arrest people.
That's why they got quotas. Like,
seriously.
It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
Right, at the end of the month, you got to have something.
You got to have somebody arrested or you're not doing your job.
The police officer literally tell me, well, it's my quota, so I need to give you this ticket. I was like, this is I'm in the passenger seat asking, like, can I just get a warning? No.
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
That's fucking ridiculous. $65. $65 for no seatbelt, okay? Like, literally, like, I'm fucking 18. Like,
seriously,
never had a record or anything, and you're really gonna, like, in the front of my fucking house, though.
Yeah. I don't see why we allow that to happen, though. It's crazy. We allow prisons to be a business.
We're gonna have to ask Mr. Owl.
And think about it, like, there's so many...
We need to ask God.
There's so many, like, what's the one stat? It's like 12 states. 12 of the U.S. states have over half the prison population dark-skinned people. Dark-skinned people. That's just not, it's like one, it's only one minority, not all the minorities.
That's a rough
one
number.
minority. Over half.
That's a rough number,
That's
man.
crazy. We're back. Toowordy. We were talking about prisons being corporations, being businesses. What I was trying to say is, it would make sense that most the arrestees would come from low-income areas. Because think about it. Minorities in low-income areas, they're going to snatch them up. They don't have money for lawyers. Who's going to believe them? The news makes all of them look bad in every aspect they can get. So,
in the bucket.
You're getting...
Easy bucket.
Yeah, they're basically not pulling over in random searches for any type of light-skinned person. It really doesn't happen. It's never happened to me. The only times I've been pulled over is because I was driving like 20 miles over the speed limit or I was swerving. You know? But it's not the same for other people.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I can attest to that one. I know. Been there.
Get back into some of them statistics.
Well, the only one I really do have is that, like, 1 in 3 dark pigmented people find themselves incarcerated at some point, whereas it's like 1 in 17, I believe it is, for like light pigmented.
That's insane. Yeah.
Like,
that's a huge difference.
Like 1 in 3 to 1 in 17.
Exactly.
What are your thoughts on that?
You want me to speak to the people real quick?
Yeah.
You want me to speak to the people that...
Go ahead.
Like, come on, man. Like, look. My man said 1 to 3, right? That means, like, dog, like, what's a household of people? Like, let's say you got, like, 3 siblings and they all black. That means one of y'all is going to go to jail. Period. Like, in a household, that means somebody's going to jail, period. So, like, growing up like a motherfucker like me, I always knew that, like, there was a really high chance I was going to go to jail, like, or end up in prison. Like, so it's fucked up.
How many people you know growing up in predominantly dark-skinned communities?
Like all my dudes and shit, like I grew up with, like, that's really like, you know, in the streets or something, or, you know, just, you ain't even gotta be in the streets. I know people who get locked up for bullshit. I've been locked up for bullshit. It's just like, it's messed up though, because the way the world works and stuff, like, I'm like, I don't know, like genetically predisposed to this shit or something. Like, I already knew, like, oh yeah, it probably happened. So when it did happen, I'm like, oh yeah, I already knew this was coming.
Exactly.
Which is fucked up. I have to grow up knowing that, like, I'm going to go to jail at some point in time. And it's probably going to be some bullshit.
No, kids should never be thinking that.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
it's crazy that's happening.
That's how I grew up. I was just like, I mean, everybody I knew went to jail at some point in time. So it's like, it's probably going to happen to me too.
That's like when they say Black Lives Matter. I know a lot of people get offended. They're like, all lives matter. It's like, yeah, that's the point. That's the point. It's just Black lives aren't being treated the same. There's obviously a huge inequality going on. So there's, you know what I'm saying? Obviously all lives matter. That's why we're trying to get everybody equal. That's the whole point of it.
I mean, which would have been nice if we could have just been like, Black lives, treat us better than any other minorities. Like, it's our turn. No, it just meant that, like, yo, y'all don't see, like, people is really getting treated fucked up out here.
Exactly.
Like, getting treated bad, bro.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, you're not trying to get treated better.
Yeah, but, you know,
of
course, somebody out there, some group of people was like, oh, they want to say Black lives. What about all lives? It's like, are you fucking retarded? That's what he's trying to show you. Like, hey, we're a certain group of people and we're getting treated bad. Like, it's just supposed to show you. Like, that's the first example. When there's fucking multiple examples. There's fucking Asian people, Spanish people, fucking, I don't know, Latino people, Indian people, all that shit, whatever the fuck it might be. There's more of them, but we want to show you one example. It's like, yo, look.
Exactly.
Look, we're going to stand up and show you that we're getting treated bad. Like, this system's fucked up.
Exactly.
And motherfuckers still put their foot on it like, oh, well, what about all lives? It's like, That's what the fuck I'm trying to get you to understand, man.
And another,
like, duh.
Exactly, and another great statistic that proves that is dark-skinned people are 4 times more likely to be pulled over and searched for drugs than light-skinned people, but light-skinned people are 4 times more likely to have drugs on them. The government knows the statistic. The police know the statistic, but still they're pulling over dark-skinned people way more. Like, basically, if you go by that, and that is a true statistic, it's like basically virtually no light-skinned people are being pulled over at all. Because it's like, you'd be able to get a lot more drugs off the streets if you were pulling over white people like you were light-skinned people. I don't know. Where
do you think the darker people get it from?
Yeah,
we don't got hella boats and planes and shit.
Yeah.
How the fuck is
segregated to a little area?
Like, I mean, come on, this go way back. Like,
exactly.
Like, how the fuck is little fucking poo-poo in the hood?
Exactly.
Getting choppers and ARs.
And I've talked to a lot of people in poverty-stricken areas that have never even left. Like that neighborhood. They've never even left. They've never even left that city.
They should have pulled over Billy in the motherfucking Subaru who had the motherfucking bag of Toolies in the first place.
Yeah.
But whatever. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is, though. I mean,
exactly.
That's why as darker people, we just got to put ourselves in better positions. But it's hard though when the system is made for us to fail already.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
That's why I think like in 100 years from now, everybody's going to look back at us right now, and they're going to view us like we view slavery was 140 years ago.
Yeah, they're going to be like, damn.
It's going to be the same thing. We think we're good now. Like, oh, they were terrible. They had slaves back then. Like, in 100 years, this is how people are going to view us because it's so unequal to this point. When it comes to slaves, I got some notes written down. Basically, why I think that is, it's all to do with the 13th Amendment to the Constitution. That's what abolished slavery. Every American is free, no matter your race, except being punished for criminal acts. If you're a criminal, you can be a slave, so to speak. That's the only way. I think the exact words are.
Makes it
unconstitutional.
I see the finesse. That's the finesse in there.
Makes it unconstitutional.
So let's make them criminals.
Exactly.
Let's make them.
And go figure, right after the 13th Amendment passed, that was the United States' first prison boom. All of a sudden, like, 15-year-old dark-skinned males are being arrested for loitering and getting like 25 years to life for bullshit like that. That's when the first prison boom happened. It's like, oh, okay, because the Civil War just happened and the whole South's economy, it just crumbled. And they're like, dang, we got to rebuild. We just lost our entire workforce to freedom.
So I guess that's what the slave owners did and shit. They didn't have slaves no more. So they was like, you know what? Let me get into building my plantation into a fucking prison.
Exactly.
Now I can still get
we can get them back and we can still get money.
Yeah.
We got to make police. We're going to pay them off or pay off the politicians. We got to make sure every cell is used up. Because if not, I'm losing money. You know?
Hey, don't prisoners go out and do work?
Yeah,
for like cents a day.
What's that's like less than $1 or something?
How much you make? That was my point. How much you make?
Check this out too. They got firemen. I think in like don't quote me on this one, but they got firemen in like Cali, I think, or some shit like that, and they actually go out and fight wildfires and everything. But since they're felons and shit, and they get paid like $1 a day while they're in prison and stuff, fighting fires and shit. But when they get out, they can't actually join like the actual fire department because they're a felon. When they've been literally fighting fires and everything for years.
And they already know how to do it.
They know how to do it and shit, but they're not allowed to.
Yeah, JC.
So then what is he supposed to do?
Exactly.
Commit another crime.
How you get? I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like that's what it is. It's like motherfuckers get out and they be like, God damn, I can't get no fucking paper. Yeah, I can't get no paper. They get out and they can't get no paper. What else you gonna do, man?
That's why I think it's funny that it's called the Department of Corrections.
And like,
and they're not correct.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
No, that's the point. They don't correct it. You look at other countries' setups.
Exactly.
They actually look at a way to try to rehabilitate.
And
here, it's
here
we're just going to throw you in a cell and forget about you.
They just make you used to it.
But if you're good enough, maybe you can go to college. It's
not even that. Check us out. In America's prison system, 80% of felons end up returning to jail. That means the rehabilitation is failing 80% of the time. If you fail 80% of the time at any job, you're getting fired. Why is this happening? Because it's a business. It's American capitalism.
It's an institution, man.
I'm cool with capitalism, but when you're taking away people's freedom and we're just letting this happen, this is crazy. Like, all right, so it's like you get less than $1 per hour. All right, that's slave wages. That's why they call it slave wages. Mm-hmm. You know,
I was. Good.
No, I'm just saying, like you said about the whole prison thing and how, like, whatever, 80% go back to prison. There's some people out there that they don't feel like they're nothing. And they've already went to prison, like, what, 15, maybe, like, 5 times? And they literally look at life like, you know what, I'm nothing better. Like, I just need to go to prison, and I just need to eat. I just need to do whatever they tell me. Because it's a way of life for them. Mm-hmm. But they're not getting, like you said, they're not getting the shit that they need to actually, like, come out of prison and be like,
exactly.
Oh, this is real life.
Like,
this is a cell phone. There's some people that don't even know what a fucking cell phone is. And when they look at it, they're like,
exactly.
Like, they can do this.
They don't help you get back on there because they don't want you to. Yeah, but they don't want you to get success when you get out. They want you back in the prison so they can make money.
I met a white dude when
everybody's a person.
I met a white dude when I was in jail, dog. Like, I talked to him and everything, told him about my situation, and just talking to me, he was like, yo, you're actually a pretty smart dude or whatever. Like, you seem like a good dude. He's like, you ain't supposed to be in here. He's like, somebody like me, this white dude, a little older than me or whatever. Mm-hmm. He probably was like in his 40s. He's like, I'm supposed to be here. He's like, I've been locked up my whole life. He's like, I don't even feel comfortable outside of jail. He's like, every time I got let out, he was like, I just don't feel right. He was like, I end up coming back.
And they set you up to fail. Yeah. And they're like, why do they go back to prison? It's like, oh.
Because they like it there. After you fucking let somebody up so much.
It's not even that, though. Like, people that don't want to go back, when they get out, they can't get jobs or anything. It's like,
I like it there. But
you're making their survival pretty much impossible. So what are they going to do? They're going to go back to a life of crime so they can eat and feed their children and shit. And like, what? That happened. You're going to get sent back to prison. It's like, they set you up to fail, and we're letting that happen. Everybody's letting that happen. Dude. The prison should be ran by the government, not businesses.
Privatized.
That's how I feel about
That's crazy.
Homeless people too. There's like people out there that have fucking like science degrees that like went to Harvard, and they're literally sitting on the street begging for money, and they have a whole degree, but nobody will give them a chance because they don't have an address, they don't have a cell phone, they can't take a shower like everybody else can. Like, and it's fucked up. Like, these people could actually do something in the world.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just.
So basically what I'm saying is, like, there's so many more dark-skinned people getting imprisoned, and it's basically the new age slavery. New age slavery. Like Tupac said, we jumped into a new form of slavery. From out of the frying pan, we jumped into a new form of slavery. Like, it makes perfect sense. And, like, basically right now, there's way more slaves or dark-skinned people in prison than there were slaves before slavery was abolished.
Yeah.
I want to get this. That shouldn't make sense to you. Like, my ancestor, the guy I'm named after, Lawson Jedediah Crosby, fought the South during the Civil War. He fought and died to abolish slavery. Now, there is more slaves, dark-skinned slaves, in our system than before he ever fought and died, and won. They won that fight, and now there are more slaves. As far as light-skinned people, this should piss you off. You're spitting on our ancestors' graves. This is complete bullshit. Do you understand that? But why did he fight and die when there's more slaves now than before he ever fought and died? That's insanity.
I mean, it's just like, you gotta just have some type of deep root of just hate, like, for no reason. Like, oh, I wish I was black and can, I don't know, fucking run faster or something or whatever. Like, I don't fucking know.
Play basketball.
Like, I'm like, why? I mean, but anybody can do that. It's like, you know what I'm saying? I mean,
you just want to make money. It's more important than a person.
Just because of my motherfucking DNA and shit, and like, you know what I'm saying? His heritage and stuff. Don't mean
like you said, shooting fish in a barrel. They can get poor minorities. Who's going to stick up for them?
That's because they set it up like that from the beginning, because motherfuckers didn't get them good jobs.
It's been going that way since slavery was abolished.
It's almost like that shit ain't never going nowhere. It make a motherfucker want to actually like go somewhere else to another country, but shit, at the same time, like, shit, I don't know shit about no other country. I ain't finna go in nobody else hood. Acting like it's all good, and they want to run up on me. I'm be like, hey, how you doing? They gonna be like 9, 10. Boy, sit your ass down. I'm be like, dog, I mean, I'm just trying to get away from America. They be like, oh, you American? We really about to beat your ass.
A lot of people don't like Americans.
Yeah, we really about to beat your ass.
Yeah, and what I want to touch on, like the Civil War area, is like us light-skinned people need to start standing up to this, because no one's listening to the people that are getting treated unfairly. They've been trying, but it's not working. And so many of us, like me, I grew up in a small town. I didn't grow up around dark-skinned people. I didn't know they were being treated unfairly. I just figured every cop treated us the same. Why would that be? I had to see it with my own eyes. And once I started seeing it, I was like, holy shit. We need to do something about this. They've been telling us. We're not listening. We're not understanding. It's because think about the Civil War, all right? The Civil War, 330,000 white Northern Union soldiers died freeing slaves. That's pretty much 10% of the entire population back then. And then there was 30,000, I'm not supposed to say white, dark-skinned Union soldiers that died fighting the South. So it's like, us light-skinned people should be enraged. Obviously, it's not much as enraged as the people that are still getting treated like shit, but we should be enraged. This is disrespecting our heritage. It's disrespecting our ancestors, what they fought and died for. You understand me? This is crazy.
Yeah, as a people, we could do so much more if we just actually work together, man.
Exactly.
Like, I mean, the whole world could just be so.
Exactly.
We still ain't got flying cars because motherfuckers are still hating on each other.
Yeah. Exactly. And then, I mean, there's also another side of it, though, because I remember you explained to me on Facebook one time you saw something. After Eminem did that controversial cipher about Donald Trump, I remember you said some dark-skinned person said something that, like, why y'all on Eminem's dick? Because he's saying that, you know, he was like, it was kind of like a negative reaction toward it. You know, like,
I unfollowed that motherfucker.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, that's what should be happening. We need to be working together. This is the problem. We're segregating ourselves. We're segregating our American family.
All he did was like try to stand up for boys. All he did was like just say like, "Yo, this is fucked up." He didn't stand up
for, like, he stood up for everybody.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
It wasn't just one race.
America,
it was like every race.
Yeah, what America's supposed to be based off of,
and letting the world know.
Fucked up shit.
Exactly. And, like, ways, first of all, at the end of this, I'm going to, like, give you sources, phone numbers, and email addresses to contact to start bringing this shit to life. If enough people start complaining about this, the politicians, and we start caring enough, the politicians are going to have to change it, or else we're not going to vote them in. They're going to lose their jobs, all right? You want to be a leader, you got to start leading, basically.
Yeah.
So I'll get that into it, but I want to talk about, like, ways that we could help this situation. A really awesome one, I think, first of all, would be we have light-skinned cops that didn't grow up in these dark-skinned segregated areas, and you're sending them to patrol these areas. They're not acclimated to these areas. They don't know what's going on. All they see, like Eminem said, all they see is rappers on TV with guns and gangs and not liking police. So they are automatically afraid of dark-skinned people. They automatically think, you know, they're out to get them when, like, most of them, like anybody, any human being, most people are good people. You know what I'm saying? So automatically they're going in on the defensive. They're scared. They're going to be trigger happy. I mean, not trigger. They're going to have an itchy trigger finger. So that'd be amazing if the dark-skinned areas, you sent dark-skinned officers in there that hopefully grew up around the area, that are acclimated to the area, that know the people. You know, it'd be way better than policing, and maybe stop militarizing the police so much. It's like, I'm all down for police to have weapons, even though there's way too many shootings happening, but they need more training, and it needs to be segregated.
They need to talk and, like, communicate like humans.
Gotta see
not
Colors,
just
too.
like, oh, you're a piece of shit.
Exactly.
Colors is an old ass movie from the 80s. You ever seen Colors? And it was like it was the older white cop, you know what I'm saying, who was actually been patrolling that area for a long time, and he got a young hothead new partner who was trying to run up on young kids and everything, and every person that had a little rock of crack, he was trying to take them in. And the older dude would just be like, all right, if I catch you around, he'd take their shit, he's crush it or whatever, and be like, if I catch you around here doing this shit again, man, I'm gonna take you in. Like, go home to your mother. She'd be pissed off about you out here fucking around the street. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was trying to actually, like, help the community.
Yeah.
He kept trying to tell the young boy, like, chill out, bro. Like, it's just a young kid with a fucking little crack rock, and you want to fucking take him in.
There's more shit going in the world than a fucking,
you know what I'm saying? He's like, we got
rock.
bigger shit to worry about. So, like, that, I mean, that was a good movie, too. But, like, so, like, it's not necessarily you gotta be black. It's just, like, you gotta be acclimated to this shit, man.
Exactly.
You gotta have some type of open mind. You can't just run in thinking this shit is fucking Call of Duty. You know what I'm saying?
Also, I don't know why But body cams. Every cop should have a body cam.
They do, and it makes us fucking even see more how they shooting people, which is fucked up.
Which is crazy, yeah. But there should be body cams on every police officer.
Yeah.
I forgot to turn it on.
They're going to start bringing that. It's like, okay, well, you messed up and you didn't turn on your video camera. Well, you have a 6-month suspension.
But they're not even doing that. They're not even doing that.
Yeah.
They're not even doing that.
That's something they need to do. Because it's not mandatory for police to wear... Yeah, it's not mandatory for police to have body cams, which it definitely needs to be. They need to see everything. But then...
Yeah, it's down though. That shit.
Yeah, so that's a big one.
It's just the system. This system of fucking... This whole fucking punishment shit, man, it's just fucked up. It's like just meant for like anybody who's like... And it's not even just white people. I watch people like... You know, poor white people get the business too. Just because you can't afford proper representation... Mm-hmm. Or like you ain't got enough money to bribe somebody or some shit. You ain't in somebody's pocket or nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like you just got caught with just your little whatever. You was just trying to get to the crib, enjoy your time with your girl or something. You had a little weed. You went and grab some food. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like you on the way back to your kids and everything, trying to relax and enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
And now you got fucking 10 holes on you.
Exactly.
For no fucking
They
reason.
need to up the training too. Some of those videos,
they be scared. They be shook.
Exactly.
Bro. They be shook. They shook.
They need to up the training.
I done shot at people. I done been shot at. I done been shot, bro. And
exactly.
I'm not once have I ever been as pussy as
we're two Army veterans, man. We're paratroopers with 82nd Airborne. Like we know how training can change you and make you. So I don't know. I've never been to the police academy.
I do know. I hate to say this. I know people. I know some paratroopers. A little on the outside.
Yeah, very true.
A little.
Very true.
They're a little Sylvester out here.
Interesting way to say that. Yeah. So they need to look more into that, man. They need to do extra training, like definitely psychological training. Like even with guns in general. Like I'm a proud gun owner, very proud gun owner, but I think you need to own a gun. You need some. A psychiatrist, like something like to like approve you, maybe something like that. Look into your life more.
Better. People gotta raise their kids.
Raise your kids better. Like make sure they're taking proper safety precautions if you have kids in your house.
No sense, man. Like, I mean, your kids gotta understand. It's just like having
gun
fucking knives in your
kitchen. Should be mandatory.
It's like having knives in your kitchen. Don't people teach their kids like, yo, this is a knife. It'll fucking cut the shit out of you. Keep playing with it. Don't fucking fuck with it. And if you gotta fuck with it, better make sure you're using it for the right reasons.
Just like in preschool, they tell you don't run with scissors.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't matter if it's safety, but it's like, hey, you're not supposed to run with this object.
Exactly.
Like,
you're not supposed.
It doesn't matter what type
of. Just expect nothing to happen.
Any type of weapon, even a pen. Mm-hmm. You could like literally fall on a pen and like kill yourself.
Who was the guy that got shot when he said he had his gun on him? Like, I have my gun on me.
Philando.
That's it.
That was terrible. He told the cops he had a gun and everything. He was licensed.
That was insane. The cop just when I watched it,
and fucking shot him.
That was insane.
That was terrible.
I'm gonna play that for you if you haven't seen it.
Minnesota police officer Gerardo Yanez firing off 7 rapid shots at Castile during a traffic stop last July. On Friday, Yanez was found not guilty of second-degree manslaughter and acquitted on all counts in the case.
I do have a firearm on me. Don't reach for it, son. Don't pull it out. Don't pull it out. You couldn't kill my boy. He wasn't me. Don't pull it out. I wasn't. Don't move. Oh, man.
Car too.
What? Yeah,
his daughter, his little daughter, and his girl, his baby mom was in the car.
And they made that little 2-year-old get out the car.
He nowhere near was about to grab his gun. He was doing what he's supposed to. It's like he remembered his training. Mm-hmm. Like what?
Trying to pull out his ID.
Yeah, trying to pull out his ID. What was the white kid that got shot with an assault rifle?
Oh, dude, I forgot. I don't know his. I don't remember his name just yet because I've only seen this for a couple times. But yeah, the cop was having him fucking like. Pat your stomach, rub your head, jump up and down on one head. Yeah. One foot. He's like, dog, what the fuck? He's like, if you can't do it, I'm gonna fucking shoot you.
Yeah, like, and he's like crying basically. I don't want to die.
Like, I don't want to die. He's like, please don't shoot me.
Please. He's in hoop shorts, a t-shirt. Yeah, I'll definitely play this for you guys. And then what's the one? He was like, go flat on the ground. Do not touch the ground. I don't care if you fall flat on your face. If you use your hand, I'm shooting you.
Yeah, he said, first off, when they first encountered him, they said, if you don't listen to us, we shoot you. That's fucked up already.
They off the bat, they wanted to shoot him.
I didn't say there's a conversation. Put your hand! Hand up in the air! You do that again, we're shooting you. Do you understand?
Do not shoot me.
Then listen to my instructions.
I'm trying to do what you
Don't talk! Listen! Hands straight up in the air. Do not put your hands down for any reason. You think you're gonna fall, you better fall in your face. Your hands go back in the small of your back or down. We are going to shoot you. Do you understand me?
Yes, sir.
Crawl towards me. Crawl towards me!
Yes, sir.
Don't talk!
Ways to help this issue and help more people out, man. We're America. We're a family. You know, we live in a society, man. We got to work together. We're all Americans. We're all Americans. We don't need Pearl Harbor 9/11 to bring us together, which should be happening already. I asked some people to give us some ideas from outside this room on how we could
The camera loves me.
of how we could address this issue. So we got some outsiders. Spanky. Michael Clark's about to read off some of the comments that other people from outside this room
Let's see what they say, man.
Let's see what they're talking about.
We have a Zach. He says they have mandatory body cameras for policemen, which we kind of got into that a little bit ago. That's very true. And not like a $5 Amazon one. What do you say?
Yeah.
But yes, I mean quality one, so you can actually see what's going on.
Yeah.
They can also
Go ahead, bro.
with night vision. It just says tanks.
Tanks, nice.
Pictures.
Who said tanks?
Zach.
Gotcha.
No, it's like he said also night vision body cams too. So you actually can see at night.
That falls under the not the $5 Amazon camera.
Yeah.
And just being held accountable too for malfunctions with your equipment.
Yeah, definitely.
You have to check your equipment before you go out.
There's some hardcore reproductions.
Then you go and do it.
If you shoot somebody and your camera's not working, there's gonna be some
that's a problem.
Yeah,
that's a problem
for sure.
You don't just get a credit because your camera wasn't working.
Nonsense.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
They do.
You got some more on there?
What's a Moto SI 500?
Not sure.
Maybe it's a bike or something. I don't know.
I'm not sure exactly what that is.
I don't know. Good.
We'll have to Google that one.
We'll edit it out.
Is that their name?
No, it said we get something we can use. That was
is there somebody else that posted something?
Okay, and someone else had mentioned too, rookies and generally the lowest people that are on the totem pole when you get into a police department, they get the worst areas to patrol, which.
That is insane. That should not be happening at all. You need to ease your way.
You should get an easier way.
You get the shit.
And then the
should be different for police work.
The more experienced officers that know how to handle these situations should go into the the tougher areas. They
trying to play it like it's a grocery store. Like, yo, you
keep rookie unarmed for a little bit if you're going down that road.
Here, you go clean the toilets.
I think it might just be his lip.
You go mop the floors. You don't do. It's not.
Yeah.
That's how you get in a company, yes, and you move up, whatever. But it's not the same. It shouldn't be.
Okay.
And then, and I'm just saying they need to more rotate their shifts.
Anything else? There should be a few of them.
I was talking about. No, I went through them all.
Okay, cool. Good deal.
Well, there's one more. It's mandatory annual sensitivity training.
Nice.
For any officer that interacts with the public.
Yeah.
Who said that?
Teaching to shoot to disable instead of to kill.
That's anonymous, man.
You shoot him in the leg, not in the heart.
That
should
make sense.
That shouldn't be too hard of a concept.
Times.
And more.
Dead man tells no tales.
And just more screening for intelligence and empathy.
Yeah.
Intelligence tests and more empathy too.
Yeah, you should. I don't know how much police talk to psychiatrists,
better access
but
to
should
cognitive
be happening on a regular basis. They need to get evaluated constantly.
That was all from.
They have an intense job, man. I mean, it's a dangerous job. thank you for police. I love police. Don't get me wrong.
It definitely was a good idea. The whole police concept is definitely a good idea.
Definitely. I love knowing that my family lives in a different state. If they're in trouble, I'm not there. They can call the police. I love the police.
Look out for the little guy.
I love the police. I really do.
They be just fucking up, man.
They
be fucking up, man.
You can't work anywhere.
Well, it's not even all of them.
How many times you go to McDonald's and you don't get your order? You know, it's job, but we gotta.
Okay, we
the ones that do mess up,
McDonald's to the
ones that do mess up need to be held accountable. That's really what it boils down to.
But like my only thing is that they don't really need to be sitting here like, oh my god, this 16-year-old kid is coming out the car, being, oh, I'm scared for my life.
Exactly.
You are like
you're trained
300 fucking pounds,
and
you're sitting there saying that you're scared of a 16-year-old. There's so many other like ways to handle the situation than pulling out your gun and trying to shoot it.
Exactly.
Like
there should be some.
Like, and I bet like half those police officers literally have like teenager kids that like deal with them. I bet they act out.
Maybe some more non-lethal ways to
talk to a person. Don't just like come out and try to
shot by a rubber bullet. You're not moving too much.
What's with the overkill, bro? I mean, like,
literally.
why do I'm sure that it's kind of like maybe like it's like an unwritten little law amongst officers. Like one shoot, we all shoot. That way, everybody's held accountable, type shit or something. Like, but I'm just saying, what happened? Why can't it just one person just be like, yo, all right, I'm gonna fire. All right, pow. One shot and then see if he fucking goes down. If he tries something else, you know what I'm saying? Whatever it might be. But like, goddamn, they all just every video you see is blah 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 blah.
30 different angles.
And how do you
get? And then they want to make excuses. Well, I didn't know what was going on. It's like so you shot your gun.
I don't understand like them getting acquitted too. Like, what's the guy's name again? I'm sorry.
Philando Castile.
Philando Castile. Okay. The cops were getting shot at. He didn't even touch his gun. And it's like, when me and him were in Iraq, we have rules of engagement, and they should be in Iraq a lot more lenient than police. Yeah. So we have to get shot at. It's like, even if we see a gun, we're still like, we put it down, drop it.
Even after we get shot at, we still have to call first. Or something
a lot of the times.
We gotta make sure it's cool. Like, hey, dog, they're shooting at us. Like, can we shoot that?
Yeah, as long as it's like not right in your face. But sniper activity, shit like that. A lot of times, you gotta like really go through steps. You know, you gotta wave, stop, laser, a lot of stuff. Like
warning shot. Like,
warning shot. Why are police shooting people that are clearly unarmed?
I watched a video of them shoot a motherfucker in a wheelchair.
Yeah, I just don't understand.
They're strolling up to you. Like, what are they gonna do? Run away?
He wasn't even near them. They was like, hands up, hands up. Dude was like.
Maybe
I'm in a fucking wheelchair, man. They shot this dude in a wheelchair. He flopped out of his wheelchair, dog.
Like, if you think you're about to get killed, I don't know why they didn't go through the training, or they must have missed that day where it's like, drop the gun. Oh, he doesn't have one. Okay, thank God he didn't just shoot. I don't get that. So anyway, we went through a few different things. Basically, communication, man. We gotta start speaking up. We gotta start working together. Mm-hmm. Communication, all right? Call your congressman, call your senator, email them, blow their phones up. Every time DeKalb doesn't plow their damn streets, I'm calling the city and complaining, all right? We need to do this. Like, if you see a racist act, all right, you gotta call it, Or
stand up for that person at least. Don't just sit there and stare.
You don't even have to stand up. Just at least call. Do something.
Yeah, exactly.
Let people know.
These police academies and shit, they know pussy-ass officers. Stop hiring pussy-ass officers. They shook. Like, stop sending them out there just so you can get a better job.
Yeah.
Just so you can go patrol the white neighborhood and shit and chill and see Mary Sue fucking plucking tomatoes. Yeah, stop hiring pussy-ass cops to fucking patrol fucking the goddamn hood, man. They shook, dog. Stop sending these scary boys in there, man.
Exactly.
Damn.
Well, a lot of places like Rockford Police Department, through the grapevine, they discriminate against veterans and stuff like that because they think they're too aggressive. But it's like, well, combat veterans have at least training, and you're not gonna shoot somebody off the bat, especially in Iraq like us. We got to get shot at before we start shooting. If you get kids, the pussy-ass officers, kids fresh out of college, that have probably never even been in a fight in their life. It's like, oh, all of a sudden someone starts throwing a punch at them.
Like, just because they got a clean
you pepper spray them, that's going to happen. You shoot them.
Just because they got a clean record. These motherfuckers be fucking killing cats and shit, less than their cousin, and all that shit and still get hired, dog. Like, just because you got a clean record. Like, come on, man. Get out of here with that.
That's why a lot more psychological tests.
Get out of here with that.
A lot more
bullshit.
evaluations, psychological evaluations.
This needs to tighten up, man. The whole fucking hood. I say the hood isn't like the whole U.S. The whole, man, we gotta tighten up, dog. This is bullshit.
So yeah, so don't get me wrong, man. We love America. We love police. We love a country. We're veterans. I mean, shit, we fought for this country.
Yeah.
Baghdad, 2007. Spearheaded the surge. All right, man. We know we know they're necessary. We love them. We just not all of them. All right. We gotta do something about it. We gotta start speaking up. Let's communicate. Any last comments? Closing comments?
Stop hiring pussy ass people and stop being pussies, people.
Yeah. Get shot at before you
Oprah,
share. You have training.
So much.
She might see this video. Who knows?
I hope you see it, Oprah. I love you. Team Oprah.
Michael Clark, anything to say?
We are all one.
That's true. We all came from Africa.
Sounds cheesy, but bring it back to the beginning of this whole session here. This whole conversation. We are all one.
Yeah, we are all the same.
Even when it comes to America too, are light pigmented people originally from America?
If you have dark skin, it's because your ancestors got sun. It's suntan. That's the difference. Sun. That's it, man.